then also swearing, I mean, cool to just like.
Say
I'll keep it to a minimum, but.
I'll say this. I'll put anything out there.
Okay, word.
I don't care what you say.
Word, dude. I love that. No filter, huh?
It's all about what you care, what you say.
Cool, dude.
Because this is the internet, you know? It's a crazy place now.
Exactly.
So just, be as careful as you want to be. And then
I love it.
And I think what makes me good at this is matching energy.
Cool.
So whatever you bring, I'm bringing right back to you.
Fire me up, dude. Let's fucking get this shit going, dude. It's dope.
I'm gonna leave that in. That's exciting. So so with me today, I got Alex McGann.
Yes, sir. Last name, spot
got
on.
that last name right.
Buddy.
It's MAGAN. Legend. Your mom's favorite DJ.
Yes, sir. Nice research, dude.
Come on now. I'm like Nardwar out here.
You got it, dude. Last interview I did, the girl just didn't do anything. She didn't do any research, nothing. I was like, you didn't know that?
Don Con.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Buddy, you got it
all figured out.
Your mother's favorite DJ.
Your mother's favorite DJ.
Yeah, dude.
I noticed you said that in a couple of videos. Hilarious, by the way.
Thanks.
But yeah, you make some like electronic music mixed with a little bit of like the rap. Yeah, it's like party music.
Exactly.
It is the life of the party. You can tell from the shirt. This dude's a legend.
Yeah, dude. Little banana action.
And just so everyone knows, I'm meeting him right now. This is real life action.
Yeah.
We're meeting right now.
Yeah, buddy.
I heard you got a lot going on, but I just want to first give you the floor for a second. Anything you want to say like about yourself, about some music, anything you really just want to like start off with? You go.
Yeah, so I'll introduce myself a little bit. So yeah, my name's Don Con. My real name's Alex, as you said. I've been producing. Well, I started out. Before that, I started out as a drummer.
You were?
Yeah, I've been drumming for around 11. Well, 11 years now, like 12. Yeah. So I started out with the drums. Yeah, and I've loved music. I've always known I wanted to have a career in music, and I love the drums just because it was just such a wild instrument. You know, it was like all the energy. I could come home from school and I could just beat the shit out of the drums and just be like, now I'm ready to do some homework.
Yeah,
you know?
It's the only instrument where you can really break a legit sweat.
Yeah.
You're getting cardio in playing the drums.
Yeah.
Legit.
Exactly. And so I found a lot of love with the drums, and I always grew up loving bands such as Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blink-182, Sum 41, you know, those alternative bands like that.
Yeah.
And so I grew up loving that, and I wanted to be a drummer in one of those bands. So, you know, as time went on, I started creating bands, broke up, you know, all that sort of thing, and then I found electronic music. And so I was like, all right, can't have a drummer by yourself. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this whole DJ thing. And I didn't even know music production at the time or anything like that, because it was fairly new when I discovered it. It was starting to come over to the U.S. and things like that. So I bought a DJ deck, little like DJ deck I saved up for over the summer with the money. It was like a little $200 one.
That's dope.
And I started off with the name DJ Big Al. Yeah, and I loved it. It was awesome because you know, and people were like, "Oh, you're a DJ. You want to do the party?" Da, 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 da. And it was cool. And then I found out that these DJs are then making their own music. You know, they're a one-man band essentially.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, you can't have a drummer by themselves. So I was like, that's the way to do it. I have all this passion and drive for music. And I don't feel like learning the guitar or playing the piano. I can't sing. I mean, I could when I was younger.
Wait,
I did. I always reveal this somehow.
What does that mean?
These interviews. I did like plays and stuff when I was younger.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
I did some plays too. No shame in it.
Okay, yeah, dude.
I dressed up as a woman in 8th grade. I was an old lady. No joke.
Word, dude.
It's
good
easy
for you.
out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time. And it was great. Like, theater and stuff was really good for like things like this.
Oh, my God, dude. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
Nerves don't exist no more.
Exactly. And it was so good for that reason.
Yeah.
I really loved it. But, yeah, so as soon as my balls dropped, I couldn't sing anymore. So I was like, all right. So yeah, I found this whole DJing thing, and I really loved it. And I found that these DJs playing all these big festivals were making their own music.
Yeah.
And so then I picked up, making music pretty much. And it wasn't really making music at the start. It was just going through GarageBand and arranging the loops. But I had so much fun in that, and I would export those projects and post them on SoundCloud and have people listen to them. And even though I wasn't making those loops, the arrangement and things like that and being able to call it mine was just the coolest thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I then started to learn music theory and things like that, and then things picked up, and I started making my own music, my own chords, all the beats, and then some of the lyrics some of the time, and things like that. And then putting that out was just like, it was nerve-wracking, but it was like when people liked it, well, they said they liked it. It was really awful that I listened back. They're just being nice.
Yeah.
But that was nice of them to do that, because it made me want to do it for a career, and it just was like, damn, I could put my name behind this, and it's really cool to call it mine. So yeah, that's sort of where I got my start in producing and in DJing and just music as a whole, and just my love for music started, when I was a kid and just being surrounded by it all the time. My dad had this CD cabinet full of like 80s music.
Awesome.
And I grew up listening to 80s music. It was awesome, and I loved it. And like New Order, Depeche Mode, like some of those early guys, the Eurythmics with the electronic stuff. Yeah, dude, it was like the 80s.
Wow.
It was brand spanking new, and it was just really cool. So I was like, I want to be up on that main stage someday, doing that, because
you want your name in some kid's dad's CD collection.
Yeah, like 2060. Who the hell's Don Collins? Damn.
I say, oh, he's a legend. Come on. Yeah, I actually, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was doing extensive research and listening to everything, but I went and listened to some of Tahiti.
Yeah, man.
I went and listened to some of it. I saw one of your videos. You were describing the different songs and like what the goal of that album was. Being for like the summer and
exactly,
all that. And 100% nailed it right on the head. It's exactly what it's for. And I've grown a little bit. I had to grow up a little because I love music. Like, I wouldn't say as much as you because I just don't understand the instruments and and I feel like unless you understand things, you ever feel like the more you learn, the less you know.
The more you learn, the less you know.
It's like say you've never heard of like boxing before.
Sure.
You don't even realize that there's stuff to know, so you feel like, oh, I understand everything.
Okay, gotcha.
And then boxing gets introduced to you,
like
and
that.
then you're like, oh, well, they punch each other, and then but the more you learn about it, you're like, oh, it gets deeper.
All the rules.
Deeper.
Okay. I feel
Same thing with music theory.
Yeah.
I assume there's probably just I'm so blind that I'm that ignorant. So I feel like I know a lot, but I just don't even know what I don't know yet.
Exactly.
So I was looking through it though, and I was listening to some of the songs. What's the most played one?
Off My Mind.
Off My Mind. Of course, I like the most played one. I wanted to come out here with something that like was a little different. I was like, that's my favorite though.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate
and
that.
I really like the snippet of Overload.
Yeah, that comes out this
That
Friday.
sounds dope.
Dude, I'm fired up for that. I can't wait.
That sounds dope.
Yeah.
So I really liked that. I really liked
Appreciate
that.
that.
So that sounds like you're getting better, which is cool.
Yeah, man.
And so I guess one of my questions would be like, why? Obviously you kind of talk about it for a little bit, but like EDM ain't like. It's not like it's like the music everyone's making.
Exactly.
It's kind of hard to like. I feel like get into a little bit. You just kind of have to like. So happen yourself to that situation, but like why EDM specifically of all things?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. Damn, I've never been asked that. Well, like I said, I grew up listening to rock and alternative and things like that, and I found a love for that. And then being the young kid I was, so used to that, EDM was just new. It was fresh. It was just like, damn, this is so cool, because it's just like all this. It wasn't a guitar you're hearing or drums, or it was all like digital. I thought it was just the most amazing thing. And then I found out people were playing this at clubs and things like that. And it just, for me, EDM and, not just EDM, but just like dance music in general just gets me going.
That's what it does.
It does.
That's
dude.
what it does.
I mean, no other music.
Wakes you up?
Yeah. I mean, I think, in my opinion, funk music is the closest organic thing to house music.
Makes your heart.
Yeah, man. It just
shoulders just get moving.
It gets you going, and I loved being able to provide that. I
yeah.
loved being able to provide that. To see people, we have parties at school, and the whoever's on aux or whatever will play my music sometimes, and to see people dance to it, and I'm guarantee you, 3/4 of those people didn't know it was my song. But to see people dance to it and get, people having fun to it, smiling to it, dancing to it, and to know that I made that in my little room in Harvard, Massachusetts, was just the coolest feeling ever. It was the coolest feeling ever, and that's what keeps me going. More specifically, with EDM and trying to do stuff with rap and, combining everything, trying different things with EDM and having dance music be the focal point, rap, orchestral, pop. all that stuff, because EDM is what keeps people dancing, and that's what keeps people going. And I loved being able to provide that, and at times be able to present it in a different way.
That's a fucking amazing answer. That is an amazing answer. Yeah. You centered it. You talked about how much you love making people dance. Yeah. But you love other music though.
Exactly.
So you talked about rap a little bit, because like the song that our boy Mike Scarfo, we love Turntable Teachers.
Yeah. Shout out Turntable Teachers, man. I saw it. I was telling you on the way down. I came from Vermont.
Good timing for you.
It was great timing.
Song 2 on Friday.
Yeah,
this is great timing for you. I might try to chop something up and just send you a little clip of you endorsing it, just so you can have it on like your story or whatever.
It works out real good.
But yeah, he like you said that he was the song he reviewed was kind of like rap infused with EDM and all that. Is that like typical for you, rap?
Yeah. So that's a good question. Something I treat making music's like cooking, right?
Yeah.
You could easily screw up a song by adding too much, just like you could screw up a dish by adding too many spices, too much of this, too much of that.
Hypertension. That's
That's
how you fucking pass out from strokes.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, man. Gotcha. But you could also make something cool and unique that no one's ever tried before by grabbing maybe some Indian food with something else.
Grab some curry.
Yeah, do a little action that no one's tried before. But you do it anyway because you're passionate about it and you want to make something different. So when I came to like I said, EDM and things like that, I was like, okay, how can I be a chef? How can I grab different elements and make it into a song people can dance to and love? So what I found, I took a class at school. So I'm a music major. Yeah. And so a class I took was about mashups, which are bigger than ever with TikTok.
Oh my God.
Taking two songs, the vocals from one song and the instrumental from another, and combining them.
Sampled music is my favorite.
Yeah, and
Kanye West, that's my guy.
I love it because it's like recycling music, and it's just because all the songs we know and love, it's just taking them and just presenting them in a different way.
Yeah,
which
great.
I love, and it keeps it new and interesting.
It's amazing.
It's really cool. So when it came to the different genres and things like that, I took that class about mashups, and the one I liked the most, the two genres I liked mixing, was rap and EDM. Mm-hmm. So rap's easier to mix just because a lot of times there's no key in the vocal, unless you're doing like auto-tune and things like that. And I really loved the way it could move with that 4-on-the-floor kick, the toots, 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 toots. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I was doing a lot of mashups. I'm like, all right, let me do this originally, do my own original music with this. And so I got in contact with this guy, so the song from Turntable Teachers, that was just a sample vocal. I have a subscription to this thing called Splice, and it's just where all these vocalists just toss on their vocals. You can use them royalty free.
That's dope.
Which is really great, and I love it. And so that song specifically is called Games, and it's one of my favorites because it starts out like a rap song. And I did that intentionally because I want the people to think this is just a rap song, and then have the drop come in and just 180.
That's dope.
180, and just, because that's the biggest thing when you're making music is like, okay, the shock factor and the wow factor, because you want people to be into it.
Especially people that, because I bet people that love music love your music, because some people, when you I've talked to some people that don't really listen to music like that, and first of all, I'm like, how? But also, it's like they don't really care if it's too different,
exactly,
because everything's kind of new to them. Whereas someone like me, I listen to music all day, every day, and at some point it gets stale to where even something like Kendrick Lamar's last album, which was weird, it was weird as fuck, but I dig it because it's different. Exactly. So I bet something like that for you, where you can make something that feels like a rap song, feels like rap, and then the drop isn't a drop in a sense of you're just adding some 808s. It's a drop you're adding
it's different. It's
fucking synths and shit.
Yeah, it completely changes style. It's a one song that has two different styles in it. It was my first time doing that, and so it starts out like a rap song, and then the chorus, the drop, whatever you want to call it, is like an EDM drop.
That's
and
dope.
When it was being presented to Turntable Teachers, that was one of his things where he goes, you could listen to this in two different places. You can listen to this in the club and love it. You can listen to this on your couch watching TV and love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a great segue. So I was thinking I've had a bunch of artists on here at this point. It's weird how many artists I've had in terms of everything else. Like, this is not a music podcast, but it's just what I end up doing.
Man, yeah.
Because I think it's because I love music so much.
Yeah,
so I had one artist on. His name is Davo. 2Drip Davo. We love Davo. He makes music. He says, I make music for me that I like. Yeah. And he's like, I barely even listen to other music. I sit down in my room, and he's like, I got music for different moods, and I can play whatever I want for whatever I'm feeling, but I'm listening to my stuff because who could make anything better than what's coming out of my mind? I'm like, oh, that's so valid. But I wonder for other artists like yourself, you're making EDM. Yeah. It's EDM, that's party music.
Yeah.
Do you sit and listen to that?
Yeah, so everyone asks that all the time. They're like, do you just like EDM? So I think one thing, and this has a lot to do with like the way I grew up and the music I listen to, is I love every single type of genre except one.
Country.
Bingo, dude. Right on the head.
Because people that know music don't like country because it is missing everything. It is devoid of everything.
Don't tell Rachel. Rachel loves this. It's our friend Rachel.
Everybody loves country music. I swear to God. Everyone, and I'm telling them, I'm like, listen, guys, some music, like rap music, even if they're not saying nothing, I get that. Yeah. But the beats are ridiculous on these songs. And sometimes, and then there's raps where they are saying something, the beats aren't great, but at least they got one. Yeah. Country, they're not saying nothing, and the beats are terrible. I like older country better.
Yeah, like Willie Nelson,
Johnny Cash,
stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not but pop country. I'm out.
It's filtering into the rap genre a little bit too.
Oh, I know.
Respect for the fusion. Respect for the fusion. Like I said, I love that, but it's just not my cup of tea. It's obviously people's cup of tea, and that's why it's, it's still being produced and made and things like that because people do like it out there, and I do have respect for that. Nothing against that.
But everything else is kind of up your.
Yeah, I love everything, man. I make orchestral music in my spare time. Dope. I do. I just took an orchestration class. I love orchestral music, things like that. Obviously rock and alternative.
How about like soul music?
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's not like I'm not gonna sit down and listen to it, but I'm like, if it comes on my play, I'll give it a try. I'll listen to it. I might not like it, but hey,
listen to anything.
I'll listen to anything, and so going back to what your question was, do I listen to other things and things like that? So, yeah. I do listen to EDM. I do listen to all the subgenres that come with it, and things like that. And I also listen to a little bit of rap here and there because obviously like I talked about earlier, the fusion and things like that. And I always want to be inspired, and that's a lot of things inspire me in my music, but other music inspires me the most. Yeah, it does.
Especially with what you do, it's a lot of splicing, putting things together, and so for you, it's like it's like you're not so much listening to a song as like it's this whole thing. It's like you're listening to it, and you're like, all right, is this a layer of something that I could do?
Dude, let me tell you, being anyone in the arts, whether they be an actor or a cinematographer, whatever, they will tell you that the way they watch a movie, the way they listen to music, the way I listen to music is way different than you listen to music. Yeah. Just because I'm thinking about those certain things, right? And that's part of it. Is like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this dance song, right? And I really like the drop, but okay, how can I go into the studio and how can I make something revolved around it? But how can I make it better? How can I sort of advance that idea they had or things like that? And it just also inspires you. And sure, you're like 3/4 of the time you make stuff and you don't release it, but it's practice. It's like, okay, I learned that, and you know what, that technique you used might come into effect in another song that you might release. Yeah. And it's certain things like that. And so I love getting inspired by other music. And so I listen to a lot of other music, and Spotify. I love Spotify because I discover weekly and all the playlists.
So much better.
It's great, dude.
So much better.
There's the music discovery on there. And then, as much, I don't love TikTok. I don't love it.
They
but
got some good stuff.
Got to give them credit for the amount of music I've discovered on TikTok. It's a lot. And not just those, TikTok songs per se. People come out and they go, add these songs to your playlist. DJs, Loud Luxury, the song Body. Great song. And they're big on TikTok, and they do mixes where they're like, top 5 songs DJs don't want you to know about. And I find a lot of cool stuff on there that I end up playing live. I end up listening to all the time and, getting inspired by, like I said. So, and then The other big thing is just listen to my own music.
Yeah. How frequently? What do you think the split is? What's the split?
Everyone asks that. Everyone's like, "Do you listen to your own music?" And I'd say, I don't know. I mean, I'd say probably like 45, 55. It's pretty close.
55 being
other people's music.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's really that close.
It's really that close, just because especially when I'm making a song and I'm like, you gotta keep listening to it, because if you just keep it on your laptop or whatever, because what I do is I text everything to myself so I can listen to it on my phone, things like that. If you just keep it on your laptop, you want to listen to it as much as you can, because I think of new ideas all the time, but I don't think of that idea after the 5th time listening to it. I think of that idea after the 10th time listening to it.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta take something away, and then you're like, and then you put something new on.
Exactly.
And trying all different things. I've tried it before. I don't know if I have the patience.
Yeah.
This is what, and I think it was I'm not this big on. I think you can try and work hard and do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
But I said this in the last podcast, but I love this. It's Kid Cudi. He talked about making music, and he was like, I feel like it's ahead of me. He's like, I can almost hear it.
Interesting.
And then he's like, I'm just in the future, this project is made. Like, it's made, it's done. So as time goes on, he's almost catching the next piece that's like supposed to happen on it.
Interesting.
And he's just like he's like almost hearing it for the first time. He's like, oh, that's it. And then he slaps on like a hi-hat or something or whatever, and that's how it comes together. It's like,
wow,
he's almost falling into it, and if he listens to it enough, if he thinks hard enough, if he is persistent, then it'll all just come together, because it's bound to be.
It's bound. It's already, like he's already made.
It's made just like later,
and he's responsible for putting all those pieces together for that final product.
Is that at all how it feels for you, or do you feel like you're just like you really are like a technically experimenting with different sounds and like, all right, that sounds good, that doesn't?
Yeah, no. So I don't think like that. I don't take that many.
You're
drugs.
Not an alien.
I don't take that many drugs.
Good to know. I don't take that many.
But no, I mean, obviously, that's what I love about the art form of music, is everyone does it differently.
Some with drugs.
Some with drugs, Hey,
some with a lot
whatever.
Of drugs.
Yeah, whatever works, dude. I mean, a lot of those. I mean, I don't want to go on drugs, but my mom's probably gonna watch this. But a lot of those, older artists. I mean, even to this day, the guy from the Beach Boys, I forget his name. He was the guy that wrote all the stuff for the Beach Boys. He wrote a lot of his stuff on cocaine. I mean, he was coked up. But those are the hits we listen to today.
Yeah.
And so, everyone does it differently. So, going back to your question, I don't think of it that way. I think of it, that idea hasn't come to me yet, but I don't listen to a song and go, there's something missing.
It's more technical.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, all right, let me try this, try that, try this, try that. I heard this a couple days ago, and we slapped that on top.
Bingo.
That sounds like shit.
Bingo.
Let me move it to something
Bingo.
new.
It takes time. Any good project takes time. If they're making a song, you can make a song in like 2 hours, but if you release it after that, you're doing it wrong. Because
you're doing it injustice too. You're doing yourself. It's part of you. Like whatever you're putting out there is part of who you are.
Exactly.
So like that's why it's kind of hard to start doing something because you just know it's gonna be like you're gonna start with shit.
You're gonna start on the bottom.
There's no way it's good off rip. Like rarely you have to be a fucking savant. So like with something like this, like I feel like I'm putting a piece of myself out there, right? Like every episode's just like it's like who I am.
Exactly.
So it's hard to really like. A song like this is great. Look at my setup right now. Hilarious.
But you love doing it.
But I love doing it, and I feel like I'm trying, and that'll get across.
Yep.
No matter what you say, like anybody that watches is not going to watch and be like, he's just sitting there. That's not what's happening.
People will always respect that.
And that's the thing with like anything, making music too. Yep. It's hard to start, but you just need to start to get to that next place.
Exactly, right? And you need to have that drive and that mentality. Mentality is one of the biggest things I've learned.
How frequently are you working on it?
Like on music?
Yeah.
All the time, dude. All the time. I often say it's an addiction. It's a good addiction.
Yeah. Healthy addiction.
But it is, gotten to the point where I go, all right, I need to start setting timers for myself. Because if I don't set a timer, I'll be there all day working on stuff. All day.
Happily.
Yeah, happily. I mean, I couldn't be happier in 3 places. Number 1, the McDonald's drive-thru.
Number 1?
Number 1.
The smile you had when I turned back was killing.
But no, the 2 places are, really when I'm producing, when I'm sitting behind that computer making music, just because you never know what's going to come of it. I love that. I love that, you know, like you sit down. I never really sit down with like, I'm going to make this. I'm going to add this. I'm going to do this. I'm always like, all right, that looks interesting. Let's try this sound. Let's twist this knob. Let's do this. Let's turn up the attack. Let's turn down the release. You never know what's going to come out of that. So I love doing that. And then the other place I found the most happiness behind the DJ decks. I love I call myself in college the party master general. Just because, man, you really are, dude. You coordinate how that party's gonna go and how are people gonna be dancing or are they gonna be leaving that dance floor?
You said you like orchestra. Do you feel like a conductor up there?
Man, ooh, getting poetic with it, huh?
You feel like you're like directing the masses,
exactly.
like stand.
Yeah. Well, like, when it comes
to fucking stand,
move. Yeah, those conductors. Talk about drugs. Some of those conductors are on some drugs. I mean, because
they don't sleep.
Like I said, I'm in music school, so I have to go see all this orchestration stuff, and they're just going crazy. Like,
nuts.
Damn, dude.
Hey, what are you doing much different?
Exactly.
Crowd, but what are you doing different?
Exactly. Well,
so,
I'm playing EDM.
Oh, for sure. You're playing the dance music. Dance music.
It's
electronic dance music. Yeah. So I saw a clip of you going nuts. It was awesome. So it looked like so much fun.
Yeah.
And I went to a. You know. Oh, fuck! I'm not even gonna ask. Pauly D.
Yeah, dude.
He DJs, and I went to his thing at Big Night Live.
Nice, Big Night Live, great venue. I saw Dylan Francis there. Yeah.
Great venue.
Yeah,
for
cool
like
place.
because it's small. And like you're forced to be like a crowd. And it's dope. I think that's good. I think that's beneficial to a certain extent. Obviously not too small, but that's a good size. So. He was just going nuts, and like everyone was going crazy. I actually went twice. First time,
nice, man. Cool.
First time was really dope. Second time was a bit of a flop. What we don't even talk about. But I just feel like so is that kind of like the goal? Like one day be like going to Big Night Live, like
So
the dawn of
the dawn. The ultimate goal. If I have one goal in this life, it's to be making music for the rest of my life, or be in the music business, or. That is just to be able to create music and call it a career and get paid and make a living off of it. But my ultimate goal is to be an artist and to be on that stage one day and have that name up in billboards and all that, and have people buying and paying to go see your show because of music you made and your energy and your show. That's the ultimate goal.
How much of it do you feel like is the music, and how much of it do you feel like is like who you are?
How much is the music?
Like, cause if I'm buying, like, some guys, I feel like the percentage is. Actually, I'm gonna let you answer first before I give an answer.
Yeah, I mean, music. Obviously, music's the most important thing. If your music isn't, your music could be bad and people can like. It's like it could be either or, because your music could be bad but people could like you, or your music's really good or people don't like you. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I saw Dylan Francis live. I've always been a big fan of Dylan Francis. Mm-hmm. And Dylan Francis has proved to me that, you can have really good music and people can really like you a lot.
Yeah.
And because not only is he a really good, talented music producer and have really good shows, he's also I want to say like character, but like he's a personality.
Unique.
He's unique. He's a personality, and people love watching his TikToks. People follow him most of the time just for comedy. I've seen comments on his YouTube and go, "I love watching you. I come here to laugh," and I love that.
Come here to laugh.
Seriously, because he's a genuinely funny dude, and I love that. And when I'm making TikToks, I'm doing one of my Don Con updates. I try to make it as engaging.
It's funny. You're funny.
I want people to have a laugh, and I'm not forcing it. It's just me. And I want people to like me. I'm not putting anything out there that, isn't me, or when you meet me in person, I'm like, I want to be me, and I don't want people to like me, but if they like me, man. And I love that,
That's
but
great.
Most of all, I want people to like the music. You can like me or not, but I want you to like the music at the end of the day.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like the split ends up being, it's kind of a cop-out answer. It ends up being what it actually is. Like, if you suck, you're not going to get that amount of fans unless your music is top tier. Because if you suck, no one's going to pay attention for that reason. Your music needs to be the best if you suck that bad. But if you're that dope, like I think I like Jack Harlow.
Yeah, sure.
I love Jack Harlow as a person. I love Jack.
Yeah, the girls like him too. Yeah.
Rachel, fucking please.
Rachel.
Oh, she's ridiculous. She'd do criminal things. Criminal. But yeah, he's like, I mean, his album, like, it was just like, I felt like he could have been so much better.
Yeah, everyone's saying that.
But I love him so much, like as a person. He's funny as fuck. He's just
cut him some slack.
Right? So I'll cut him. I'll cut him all slack.
Yeah,
it's chill in my mind. I don't care.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was defending him. I'm like, well, what are you expecting out of it?
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know why people were expecting like a great album. It's like, I don't know, but it's just kind of ends up being what you actually are. So like, if you are a top personality and you're putting out great music, that's where like the real superstars.
Exactly.
Like, and same thing with all art. Like I think of like up until recently, like Will Smith.
Yeah.
Pretty much spotless.
Yeah.
As a human, spotless. Up until recently.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
And then,
I'm still a fan.
I love him too. But it's just like, in the public eye, like he was spotless. He did nothing wrong, and then and he was funny, and he was a good actor, and all that. And so he was achieving both. And I feel like that's kind of the same thing with music. Like if you're a really good dude, and you're making great music, like this Dylan Francis kid,
he's great.
He has to go places.
Exactly.
He has to.
Exactly. Yeah, because people want to love the image. You know, people want to love the brand and all that. Because obviously people want to buy merch, people want to support you, and they won't do it. You know, if you got a bad rap.
It's a good way to phrase it, though. They want to.
They want to.
You just gotta kind of trigger it.
Exactly. And you do that by being unique and different, and loving what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're like an artist, like if you were saying earlier, like, oh, like you could be a DJ and you can get like called to shows, and you could be asked, and like you became a DJ Big Out first, and they were like, yo, DJ Big Out, we need you to do this event, whatever. What's that like to start? Like, I feel like, because I don't understand that. I understand some of the art things, like, because this is an art of its own in a weird way.
Exactly. No, it is. It really is, yeah.
Between, like, media and art, it's kind of like the in-between.
Yeah.
One of those splices. And but I feel like with you, it's like I'd never be asked, like, hey, can you come, like, podcast? Like, that's not how it works. Like, people ask to be on, I guess, but, like, it doesn't work in the way of, like, hey, you're a DJ now? Come DJ this event.
Sure.
So what's that like to like DJ an event for the first time?
For the first time, man. I'm trying to think about my first time. Well, I remember the first time I DJ'd. It was like a little house party. I was a freshman in high school. I got my decks when I was in 8th grade, like the summer of 8th grade.
Started young.
Yeah, started young, man. I mean, I love.
You were
like
drumming
I said,
young. Too.
Well, drumming young. Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I love music. I've always loved music, and so yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously nerve-wracking the first time because, number one, you're going to be comfortable with everyone looking at you. You're the focal point of everyone's attention, pretty much, you know. Everyone's always wants to be friends with the DJ. Everyone's always trying to get back. Can I touch a button? Can I do this? Can I do that? Which gets annoying sometimes, especially when people are drunk.
Oh, yeah, I got a DJ friend. I'm all over him. I hang out right behind him. Well, he actually likes me back there.
Yeah. See, the friends are good. But the randos.
Like, yo, should I play something right there? I'm like, yeah, dude, do that. I'm just hyping him up the entire time. I'm like, yo, whatever you say is gold right now.
Yeah, the friends are golden because those are the people that support you and the people that love you, and you know those are fine. But everyone watching, if you're the drunk person going behind the DJ, you know, you'll play this. Let me touch this button. Let me do that. Don't be that guy. Don't do it. Or that girl. Don't do it, especially when you're intoxicated. Because even though we can't hit you, we want to hit you.
My friend put a song request list, and people were writing shit. And then they'd be like, yo, look at it. And he'd be like, yeah. And he'd pick it up, and he'd put it back down. I'm like, oh, you going to play it? He's like, I don't even know what she wrote. He's just leaving the list. People writing, didn't look at it one time. Yeah. He didn't care.
My favorite thing to do is, especially in like a loud club and things like that, is go, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. You're like,
yeah, what? I can't hear you.
Right back.
But now what everyone's doing is using Snapchat. You've probably seen it on TikTok. So using Snapchat, and they're writing the thing on Snapchat. You just gotta, little nod. Yep, gotcha. Boom, and then hopefully they just disappear and get hammered and forget about it.
99% of the time.
Which usually what happens.
Yeah.
Usually what happens. But yeah, DJ for that first. If you DJ for that first time and things like that. Yeah, you just gotta be comfortable with being the focal point of attention because sometimes people don't like Deadmau5, for example. He wears that helmet.
Yeah.
Marshmallow. Yeah. They wear those helmets not because actually Marshmallow. I'm not sure. I know Deadmau5 100% positive. He started wearing that helmet because he didn't like being that folk. He wasn't comfortable being in front of everyone and things like that. It was sort of a way to it was like literally like a mask to mask his emotions and things like that. So yeah, not everyone's comfortable with it. I mean, obviously you can get a mask like they're doing. But yeah, you gotta be comfortable with that. And then the biggest thing when it comes to DJing is obviously the music and reading a crowd and things like that, because that's what it comes down to. That's the difference between if people are gonna stay or if people are gonna leave the dance floor, is your ability to read a crowd. If you're playing EDM, which I love doing, but not everyone loves it, and especially for different scenes and things like that, not everyone loves it. And so you got to know how to switch that up and what to switch it to and things like that.
Yeah, that can be hard, I think, because it's very much.
Yeah.
It's not like I play a lot of basketball. Basketball is in my life.
Nice.
So I think of it like you go in with a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
And the whole entire game is you learning how to execute that in whatever way you can. But in the end, it's like, what do we want this game? We want to shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, and that's always what we're trying to achieve. And then sometimes we want to get inside, we want to do pick and roll, whatever.
Exactly.
Whereas for you, I feel like it's almost like you go in and you're kind of blind. You're like, all right, well, I'm going to play EDM, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I see a lot of Latin in the crowd, and the Latin music goes crazy.
Yeah, a little move it down, things like that. Yeah, that little dance hall action. But yeah, I mean, I always go in, or not always, but most of the time I'll go in with a set. You know, I'll have a set prepared. I'll go through my library and I'll have a set prepared. But I always know I'm not always going to stick with that set. I'm always going to, like you said, the 3-pointers. Sure, you can shoot as many 3-pointers as you can, but if you're missing and the other teams, scoring more, you got to hit those 2-pointers. Because that's what's going to make the coach happy. That's going to make the team happy, right? So you got to put it in that sense of music. I want to play all the EDM like I can. But I know I'm going to need to switch it up at some point and make the crowd happy. Well, obviously, want the crowd happy as possible.
You don't seem to like when you have to switch out of it, though. That's probably your favorite. You're like, I will.
Yeah, I mean,
I
hate playing top 40 stuff unless it's good. Like, I hate playing top 40. And when I play in a club or whatever, they're like, yeah, we're like open format, which is top 40, play the top 40.
Yep.
I'm like, nah, dude. And so to sort of veer off a little bit, what I have found a love for doing, going back to those mashups and things like that, is mashing up that top 40 with the EDM, man.
So then you gotta kind of get the best.
You get the best of both worlds, and it is great because you can't just. I mean, you can if you're on like SoundCloud and stuff, but playing mashups and stuff as a DJ is super cool because you can present music that people love in a way they've never heard before.
And I feel like it must make it. Tell me if I'm wrong. It must make it easier. So say like you took like first class for Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Mash that up.
Yeah.
And then you kind of make it the way you want to make it.
Yeah.
I feel like that must make it then easier with the next song you take and mash up.
Yeah.
To then flow them together because you have a little bit of your piece in both, so you can determine if they like BPMs match up.
Yeah.
You can kind of determine those things.
Yeah.
Like, is that true or am I like wrong?
Like, are you saying like
to like then like transition things into like from one to another to make it easier to make like a set in that sense.
Yeah, I mean,
with your own mashup in it.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing that's really cool is like when you make. I mean, obviously you can take stuff from SoundCloud and things like that, but I like making my own because I don't post that stuff. I mean, most of the time I don't, and that's the only time people are gonna hear that mashup is right then and there, and they're not gonna be able to find it anywhere else. I love that.
Dope.
I love that. And so what I decided to do was, like as I mentioned, some guys in my fraternity were playing some of my music at parties, and people were dancing, but people love to sing along to shit, dude. People love to sing along.
That's why throwbacks.
Yeah, dude, that's why they're huge because they love to sing along. So people were dancing my music, but I could tell they wanted to sing along. They didn't know the words. They wanted to sing along. So I go, okay, I'm going to take this a step further. I want to make mashups with my whole Tahiti album. So that way people can play it at parties. I can throw it in my sets, and it's my music, but people can sing along to it. I loved it. And I got really good response and things like that. And it's really cool because people are now playing my stuff. And people are dancing, but they're able to sing along. And I'm like, that's my song, dog. That's my song. Yeah. I collabed with Katy Perry, Yeah.
I did a collab with Katy
sort of, not really. She didn't really sign anything, but I did it.
It's here now. So
yeah.
Fucking...
So, yeah.
Great.
It's really cool to be able to present that. Like I said, songs people love and know and can sing along to in a different way they've never heard before.
Yeah, so music kind of sounds like it's the majority of your life.
Dude, it's a big part. Obviously I love other things like surfing.
I was gonna say what are your other passions, real quick? Give me a little list of them. I got a follow up.
Food. I love food.
McDonald's.
McDanks. Shout out the Big Mac pack. Those are my boys at school. Big Mac pack. We all love our Big Macs. Anyway, as you can tell by the three chins I got hanging under my
Big Mac.
The Big Mac pack, dude.
That's good.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
That's good.
So yeah, I love food, and I love surfing, skiing, and I love the ocean. That's like one of my. I always know like I need to be by a coast, and being at school at a land like I'm the center of North Carolina, where it's like 3 hours to the ocean. It kills me. Yeah. It kills me because I love the ocean, and I always need to be by a body of water or something.
Interesting.
So yeah, I love the ocean and things like that. And I love other thing. I like movies. I do.
Cinema.
I like watching movies at night. I hate watching movies during the day, just because it's like.
Just a pet peeve of yours?
It's just like
I don't know if I've ever watched a movie.
Unless it's raining.
Well, then it's nice.
Yeah, if it's like a nice day and I'm watching a movie, I'm like, God damn it! Like, what am I doing? What am I doing on a TV show? Yeah, we're finding a really good TV show like Ozark.
That
or something.
Almost sucks. Yeah, it almost sucks finding good TV shows.
It does.
Like, yo, guess when I not guess. That's fucking gay. I found Game of Thrones.
Buddy, just finished it.
I found it at the start of last summer, which is like the worst time to find anything ever.
Over the summer. Yep.
My whole summer was just taken up by the Lannisters. Yeah. What the fuck are we doing? Like, I'm so worried about this throne.
Yeah.
Not real. But I just, it's all I care about.
And that is a show in particular, because I just finished that recently, because my dad because I was like, I'm not into this, like,
wizard.
That's fantasy dragons.
My friends like wizards and goblins. I'm like, guys.
Yeah, fantasy dragons. I'm like, that is not my cup of tea. I love like realistic stuff, like Breaking Bad. And
it feels real.
I love that, dude. Oh my god, that show is like, it is like you cannot put it down. And you like you just said, the summer's the worst time to get that show started because
terrible.
Not like every episode's like a goddamn movie. I mean, I think they had a budget of like $15 million for each episode, which is like mind-boggling, dude.
And they made what? 15 times that? Yeah,
true. Yeah, like, it's insane. I mean, it's such a good show, and people are always like, "Oh, the last season." Well, I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Yeah, right. But last season is like, it's whatever. But I'm like, could have been better. But I was like, I didn't leave going like, that sucks.
Still better than like 90% of television.
Oh, telling me, dude.
Because it's Game of Thrones.
Telling me.
It's like a fall from grace goes from getting an A+ to a B-. Like, oh, sick. I have a B-. Like, I'd be pumped right now.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
It's just one of those.
Yeah,
man. So of all those things, like movies, TV, like surfing, skiing, all that. Yeah. Does any of that translate to your music whatsoever?
Probably the ocean and surfing and things like that. I like, for the most part, doing like tropical summer stuff. Just because I think that's the best time. One of my favorite times to listen to music is on the beach. During the summer, outside, things like that.
The beach, dude.
Dude, I can't. I mean, I've been going on a rant about the beach. I love the beach, dude. I mean, I grew up around the beach, and I just absolutely love everything it has to offer. I just love, I don't know, the carefree environment of the beach.
How about like the creatures in it, dude?
No, I don't like those. I don't like those. I do like fishing though.
Oh, turds.
I do like fishing.
Turtles?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny.
For turtles?
That is so funny you brought that up, because my mom, I was literally with my mom today, and she goes, if you were to come back as any animal, what would it be? I go, a goddamn turtle, because they don't do shit. They don't really have any predators, and for the most part, like, it depends on the turtle, they can go in the water and they can walk on land, which is dope because that's what you can do as a human. And you like, they just don't do shit. Worlds, they don't do shit, dude. They lay eggs and they're like, all right, these kids suck, and they just dip.
These kids suck.
They don't gotta like raise them or anything. They're just like, yep, whatever.
You don't get no shit for abandoning your family.
Yeah, dude. Like, learn how to ride a bike on your own later, dog. Like, it's funny, man. It's but yeah, dude, turtles are turtles are dope. Turtles are dope. Yeah, they are. They are, dude. I like them. I like turtles.
Bro.
Yeah, but yeah,
dolphins are cool.
Dolphins, I mean, yeah, for the most part, they're cool. I hate like the disgusting little fish. Like, I caught, like, because like I said, I like fishing, and I caught this thing called a sea robin.
Oh, what?
It was like the sea robin, dude. It was like an alien looking fish. It was unreal, and it was disgusting. I go, this is what's at the bottom of the ocean. I'm like, oh my god, this is gross. This is gross.
Have you ever seen that like alien looking thing that they legit saw like basically the bottom of the ocean with like 40-foot long
Jesus,
like
dude.
appendages?
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like an alien. It's like an alien, and then it's got like 4 arms or like 5 arms, look like bicycle spokes popping out, and those are like a foot maybe. And then they have just long, like, phalangeal,
No, man, I hate that.
Things coming off of them, and it just grazes the ground. And if it finds something, it like wraps its little, and then just brings it all the way up into its gooch. Crazy.
When I say like the ocean, I like about like 15 feet out in. Everything else sucks.
If it's not 15 feet in, I don't
want it, dude.
And you like, I assume more like a light blue, like tropical type.
Yeah,
ocean,
man.
Not so much like the around here.
Yeah, I mean, but
dark blue.
I grew up around that, so obviously it holds a special place in my heart. But when you see those crystal blue waters, I mean, I just came from Cancun, so it was like to see all that. It was my first time ever in like a foreign country or like out of the country.
Off of like the mainland.
Yeah, dude, and those waters were beautiful. I was like, I don't want to leave, dude. This is great. Granted, all these guys are trying to walk around trying to sell you cocaine and weed every 2 seconds, but
not for everybody.
Not for everyone.
For some people.
For some people, like Kid Cudi, that's fine. And so other than that, I mean, just the water's beautiful. So yeah, dude, I love those crystal blue waters, man. Yeah, and it's definitely. We were talking about places to go today. I'm like, I want to go to the Caribbean because I love that.
Yeah, love that. I'd love to go there and then dress up as Jack Sparrow, and then I could literally be a pirate of the Caribbean.
Hell yeah, you
That'd
could,
be
dude.
Dope as fuck.
Hell yeah, you could.
So are you? Did I hear this right from Rachel? She's like been telling me about you for so long. She's like, she was like, you know how she is, like. Everything's just like
everything's.
You have to have Alex on.
Yeah.
Are you going to L.A.?
Yeah, so I'm going to L.A. on Friday, the day actually my new song drops. So.
Wow, so big day for you. This could be, you know what this could be for you, right? I'm doing something similar with my next guest. This could be like moments before your ascension. Like this could be moments at least before a turning point. Yeah. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
In this next 2 months, 3 months, something's going on. So you can kind of see like this is who you are before the shit happens, whatever it is, good, bad. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Like next week, I'm having my cousin on. He's getting married.
Oh, nice.
He's getting married.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have him on the day before his bachelor party. He's getting married the week after. Just became a doctor. Hasn't started yet.
Hey now, whoa!
A lot of stuff's going on.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah,
so it's like the
top of the world.
It's the moments before whatever the next part of his life is.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is kind of a similar moment for you. At least maybe in a smaller sense, but in some sense. What do you feel about like you going out there? Why are you going out there? All that.
Yeah, sure. So I'm going out there. And because obviously LA is a place, I mean, LA and New York are the 2 biggest places for, what I want to do, the arts, music, anything like that. And, obviously I was really I wasn't really hoping, but it's just the music scene in Massachusetts isn't where it needs to be in order to, start up here pretty much.
Talking to Mike the other day.
Yeah.
He's giving me hope though.
Yeah.
He's giving me hope. He's doing his best.
Exactly.
We're all doing their best.
What needs to happen is a bigger artist needs to go LA, New York, whatever, grow there, and then come back here, and then grow it here. Because it's possible for a smaller guy and things like that, like myself, to do something, but it'd be really hard to make your name for yourself. I feel like obviously people out there trying. Mad respect because they're trying to create something out of not that much,
Yeah.
So mad respect for them. But obviously I want to go out to LA, New York, things like that. But I love the West Coast. I have family out on the West Coast. Like I said, I love surfing. I love the summer. I love the beach, dude. That's the trifecta out there. I love it, man.
Summer, beach, LA,
and hot chicks. Yeah. So it's a good time.
They'll be pumped to see you.
So that's my goal. So my goal is to go out there this summer, and I'm living with some Elon people. They're comm majors, so they're doing like film and stuff. Where I'm on the music side, and so my whole goal is to go. I'm going out there for 2 months, and I don't plan on sleeping while I'm there because I'm serious. I don't want to get a TV in my room. I don't want to do anything in my room. I don't even want to I want to be in my room just to sleep, and that's it, because I want to be out there making connections, going to clubs at night, handing out my business card, knocking on people's doors, because that's what you need to do. And just by emailing, calling, and places, it doesn't do it anymore. No. You need to show this, and people need to like that.
Because this is new. It's almost like it used to be almost the other way. Like like when internet was first coming along, it's like you could reach so many people, and it was so new. You could do all that. Now everyone, it's kind of a cop out. You can do that really easily. Yeah. You can put like, dude, the fact that I can figure out how to do a podcast by myself, hilarious. It's the funniest thing, because I have no idea what the hell is going on. So in a world where that's possible, with the little work that I've done, I can have like all these impressions and everything. Yeah. It don't matter no more. Yeah. You got, now this is more important than it's ever been. Yeah. We've seen the value. We've seen what it's like on the other side.
You're back to square one. You're back. That's how they did it in the 40s, 50s, whatever.
We're back.
Sure, knock on the door. Hello, would you like to buy this? Would you like to do this? I mean, dude, we're back to square one. And not every kid can do that anymore. And I'm lucky enough where, I was brought up in a very social household and things like that. And
did theater.
I did theater, dude. I learned how to talk on a stage in front of a bunch of people and not piss myself.
Stage left, baby.
Yeah, dude. Come on, exactly. Stage left. Yeah, man. I was lucky enough where it wasn't the tree either. I was at a speaking role.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, dude. It was So yeah, you're back at square one now. As far as getting jobs and things like that. And so, yeah, I plan on knocking a lot of doors. I got luckily enough, got some friends out there that could hopefully get some things going. So yeah, my whole goal, out of those 2 months that I'm there, is to set myself up for that way. When do you have any wood down here I can knock on? Hopefully get my diploma.
Go find. Oh, you found some
next year.
That's not really.
I don't know, dude.
Nah, there's some.
Oh wait,
you'd have to put some shit
right here, dude. The beam.
Oh my god, the beam.
Okay. Yeah. I get my.
It's scary.
I don't want this thing to fall.
Yeah, no, look back. Look back.
We're chilling. We're chilling. Hey. So yeah, my whole goal is to go out there for 2 months and make connections, meet people, so that way people remember this. For hopefully, when I get a diploma next year, shoot right out there and pick up where I left off, and have the treads already moving.
Because I was saying, actually, and a lot of my friends, like, we got a real chance here. Like, I look at my parents, they can't get up and just move nowhere. Yeah. A lot of people, even if you've just been, like, my sister just got out of school 5 years ago. She can't just up and move right now either, because like she already kind of put some stake in where she's at. Leaving college is the only time where it's easy to just start somewhere else, because it's your start.
It's just fresh. Just fresh. Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Man.
If you're gonna do it,
it's hard, because you see it. I have a love-hate relationship with TikTok, but one of my biggest things is I see all the kids my age trying to do the same thing I am, and it's just like I realize how competitive music and just art in general is, dude. Everyone wants to do it. Everyone has majority of people have access to a laptop. Majority of kids, can, pick up making music in the next couple of years and do what I want to do. And you see these producers getting younger and younger and younger. And it's just like, you realize how competitive it is. So you can't wait. You can't waste time in this business. You really can't. If you're like, I'm gonna send that email tomorrow, or I'm gonna do that tomorrow. No, dude, do it now. Do it right then and there. If you're inspired enough and it means enough to you, you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do everything in your power to reach that goal and to be able to do that. And that's why I'm like, I gotta do LA this summer, because if I do it next year, I'm not going back to school. I'm gonna hopefully be graduated, at that time, and I have no. Hopefully, I wish we just had the plaque of wood right here. I could just keep knocking on it.
I mean, there's wood in the couch.
Yeah, dude, if I hit hard enough. But yeah, dude, it's a super competitive field, and you have a lot of competition, and you have to think each and every day. I have a little notebook. I write down. I have a lot of dreams. I love dreaming, just because I think of things I don't think of during the day. And I always write down, these ideas I have and things like that are unique and different, for whether that be music-wise or live show-wise, things like that. Because you need those things, and you need those ideas to set yourself apart, to make yourself different from those other 1,000 kids trying to do the same thing you are.
Yeah, you got to be different somehow.
Exactly, and
a lot of times it's weird, because a lot of times being different just means being yourself.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
It's like, I think in a world of sameness, being different is very valued.
It's super. Now more than ever.
Yeah, it's just because everyone wants to kind of, you know, like, we're a lot of like sheepy people. Like, we like to go in crowds, like,
yeah.
And it's, you know, people think of it as like a really bad thing. It's gonna keep you safe long term. Like, if you're a crowdy person, if you're a follower, you know who you are. Be real with yourself. We're not these people because we like to create things. We like to entertain. We put ourselves out there. But if you're like one, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing whatsoever. Not everyone's gonna create shit, because a lot of times people that do create shitty shit. Yeah. So we don't need them neither. So like, just because you're in the crowd doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Yeah. You just gotta find your own way to be unique in your daily life too.
Exactly. And a lot of times people try to force that because they're like, they realize what you just said. They're like, damn, I need to be different. I need to be different. I need to do that somehow, and they force it. She's like, nah, dude, be yourself, and that will come. It will come.
It's not be different. It's stop being the same.
Exactly, dude. You know? Exactly.
Don't just listen to these people. Yeah, and just do what they're doing.
It's not sit down. All right, listen to a song and say, how can I replicate this? It's all right. How can I sit down and replicate this, but make it better? Make it my own. Make it my own. That's, you always hear that, is make it yours. Create your own sound. Things like that, because that's what people are gonna notice. If you're just making this stuff, all these record labels and promoters and club owners hear every day, they're not going to hire you. They're not going to do anything. You know, they want something fresh. You know, if you look at, like I was saying, those 80 guys, Depeche Mode, you know, New Order, if they just picked up a guitar and drums, they wouldn't be who they are today. They wouldn't be remembered who they are today. So, you know, bringing that back to today, music is beautiful because it constantly evolves. It evolves. If you look at music, even 5 years ago, today it's completely different. It really is, for the most part. And, you know, it evolves and it changes all the time. And you need to be able to adapt with that. And there's something that always kills me and is always in my head is, how can I be that guy to change it? Yeah. How can I bring this new style that no one's ever heard before? How can I do that? So that's what I was trying to do with the whole rap thing. And mixing it was like, all right, I want to make this my new genre, dance rap. You know, whatever. People may be doing it, but I want to be the one to be like, this is the new thing. Do it.
Yeah, I two things about that. That's why I think I talked about when you first got here. This guy Johan Lennox.
Yeah,
you'd really like his shit.
Yeah, man.
It's the orchestra mixed with like, it's almost pop.
I love that. You know? I have so much appreciation.
It's really cool. The strings. I love strings and pianos. Yeah, I like classical shit. Not on its own. I like it mixed in, which is why, like, this guy's right up my alley, honestly. But the other thing I was gonna say, fuck, I lost it.
Dude, maybe hit your head or something. You want to punch you?
What happened?
You want to hit you,
what were we talking about? What was going on?
You said two things to say.
Yep, I did.
And then I brought up the rap, mixing the rap.
Yeah, you did.
And the dance music.
Oh, I'm close. Oh, there, I got it.
Bingo.
So another thing that I like to do myself, you know, because I think a big thing with me is the less I care about how if this thing blows up or not, will increase the chances of it blowing up. I think that, like, the less I care, the more likely it is to happen. So I really don't care. But one thing I do is I'll look up my name.
Okay.
Like Dan O'Donovan, right?
Yeah.
Sick name. And
cool.
yeah, O'Donovan. And then I just look at like the 8 images of different people that pop up. There's no one there. Like, it's there for the taking. Like, you can just, like, if your name is Michael Jordan, good luck. But if, like, I have a name where, like, I can
it's
go
different.
get it.
It's different. Yeah. It's not John Doe, you know. Yeah.
If someone searches my name, I can be there if I just work hard enough.
And that's,
I can be the name.
And that's, you know, that picture frame is there. Just waiting for the picture, dude.
Just waiting for me.
And you know what you said, like, you know, what did you say? Like, it's like you're not gonna like stress about it, like blowing up. Or something.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna. If the more I worried about it, the less likely it would be to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, that's what you kind of need to do. And a lot of these people want whatever to happen overnight. They want it to happen the next day. They want it to happen in the week. But one of the biggest lessons and values I've learned in the music industry, and really any arts industry, patience, dude. If you don't have patience, you will not make it in this industry.
You've been at this for a while, you know?
Yeah, dude. I've been at this for like around 5 years. And, you know, you look at someone like G-Eazy, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the guy was living in the back of his car, like, just grinding. I mean, there's so many Jack Harlow, I think, took 10 years to blow up.
Yeah, it took him a while.
Yeah, it took him a while. And you got to
He had to get handsome.
Yeah.
how are you supposed to be famous if you're not?
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Luckily, you got a winning smile.
Chicks gotta dig you, dude.
So you're
yeah, bro. Yeah, like the Alice Coopers won't make it anymore because she's not looking. You're gonna be, the whole sex appeal thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but dude, patience is huge, bro. It is massive, and you can't stress about that. You can't stress. Damn, I've been at this for 5 years and nothing's happened. Like, what's gonna happen? I mean, I've been at this for 5 years, and like, I'm just now starting to get a little bit of traction. It's nothing like crazy, but it's traction, and I see how long it takes, and it just like, okay, it makes me not stress about it as much because I go, if this is really meant to happen, naturally, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. Yep. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I mean, I love it. I can't picture myself doing anything else in this world. It's going to happen, and you can't force it because the minute you force it, it's not going to happen. The minute you stress about it, it's not going to happen. You just got to let nature take its course, and when it does, it will happen.
Yeah. And
it's just mentality as well.
It's a big thing with, like, it's like, people say, like, when opportunity comes knocking, like, oh, like when it's my chance, like, I'll be ready. It's like you need to be constantly working hard just to even get the opportunities in the first place. It's like that's what gives you the opportunities. You can't just sit back and just and just think that you're just gonna fall into something dope. Yeah, it does happen for some people. Yeah, that's called the lottery though. So it's just so unlikely. It's like getting struck by lightning. Yeah. So I think if you're just working hard enough, and if you care, I'm just big on just do what you care about, and it'll just work out.
It'll happen because you're passionate enough about it. You're not forcing anything. It's something you love to do. It doesn't matter what it is. If you love to do it, you do it, and you're gonna do it. No one's gonna need to push you to do it better because you're gonna push yourself. You're gonna have a standard for yourself to do it, better each and every day and things like that. And I've always been told in this business, you need 3 things: you need to have talent, you need to know people, but most of all, you need to have luck. You need to have luck, dude. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, the way I don't know if you know, I played in Cancun. I opened for two friends and Lost Kings and stuff in Cancun.
I saw that.
Yeah, so it was really cool and it was amazing. I mean, that was my biggest thing. I went from playing frat parties and clubs in New York, in Boston, to playing some of the biggest clubs in a country I'd never even been to. And I would have never gotten that if I didn't put my feet in as many bodies of water as possible. I didn't get that by reaching out to the club in Cancun. I didn't get that by reaching out to two friends. I got that by applying for a spring break manager position for the Elon University campus. Really? That's what I did, dude. It was during COVID, and I'm scrolling through Instagram, and there's an ad that pops up, and it goes, we need a campus manager for this company called Pollen, which is a spring break company, and they sell it. And so I applied for the position. I got it. And in my interview, I go, look, because my whole thing in the back of the head is like, do I really want to be selling spring break trips? No. But I understand the scene and the community that comes with it. And obviously DJs and nightlife and concerts are a huge part of that. So I got that job and applied for that job with the intention of, you never know where this could lead. And you know what? If it doesn't lead anywhere, it's not going to be in the back of my head saying, shit, I should have done that. So anyway, I apply for it. I get the job. In my interview, I go, look, I'm a DJ, do music, COVID hits, nothing happens, whatever. This year, I'm like, all right, boys, let's go to Cancun. I'm like, let's do it, dude. #1 spring break place in the world. Let's do it. Let's send it. So we sign up. About a week before we go, Griffin, there was supposed to be two friends headlining, and Griffin. I don't know. You know Griffin? He's a DJ.
No, I do not.
Griffin, he has some, top 40 stuff that's really popular stuff. He's a very good musician. Anyway, he has to back out and now go the openers with him. I then get a call from my boss going, look, I remember you're a DJ. Can you open for two friends, Lost Kings and Jaws, over 3 days in Cancun? I go, yeah, dude. Yeah. Dude, are you kidding me? That's why I got the job, dude. I mean, that's why I got it. So I rented the board I had to learn because it was like the top end CDJs, which is like the highest level board. It was like a rocket ship console to me. So, oh my God. It's the only thing I was stressing about. So I rented it, practiced, got there, did it. And they actually kept me on longer because I was doing pretty good.
That's dope.
It was doing really well. Sick. And I got connections with two friends and the Lost Kings. And it was super amazing. But my whole point in telling this story is I got that by applying for a position that I didn't know where it was going to lead, dude. I didn't know where it was going to lead. Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't in the job description. But I applied for it because I was hoping something like this was going to happen. It was a stroke of luck that Griffin had to back out and the openers went with him.
But you were there, though.
But I was there, and I was ready. And I was ready for that moment. And I did well in that moment. And now Lost Kings remember that. Two Friends remember that. And the company that books all these artists remembers that.
And then we'll see where that goes.
We'll see where that goes. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I've already got a lot of traction from it, which was super cool, especially at my school, which was super amazing. But it just goes to show you how much something like that can benefit you and things like that. And it would have never happened if I didn't put my toe in that bottle of water.
And a bunch of things. And I think it's you definitely lived by that because obviously you lived around here.
Yeah.
School in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Or
North Carolina, yeah.
Haha, I caught it. North Carolina. I got a friend that goes to USC. Or went to USC, so that's why I was stuck in my head. And then now you're going to LA.
Yeah, man.
And you're gonna come back, and then you're here now. You didn't have to do this. You're here for how long? Are you in?
I leave Friday.
When did you get here?
Friday.
Yeah, you really didn't need to do this. Yeah. But who knows where this takes you?
Exactly, man.
Not that I got dumb connects.
No, but dude, you never know who's gonna end up watching this. You never know anything.
You never know.
In 10 years, you might go, damn, I just met whoever. Hey, this is a guy I interviewed a couple of years ago. Take a look at it. Yeah. Boom.
You never know. I
never
obviously,
know,
and it's.
And same with you. Though, same with you. If I need someone, you're like, hey, dude, hop on this podcast.
You'll be on a podcast. You'll have fun. you'll be in a gross basement. It smells like shit. But
bring it back to school.
Hey, dude, he sprays Febreze before you get down.
Yeah, they do.
He sprays. It smells like.
It's like walking into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
It's amazing. Yeah. So you never know where that suggestion could go.
Yeah,
I got. You're the 67th episode.
Hey.
So it's a lot of
them. Damn, if I was two later.
Yeah, you could have been.
Two later would have been great.
It was at 69.
Yeah, that would have been tough. That would have been awesome. That would have been dope. Can you delay in releasing this? Can you?
I could, but I'm not going. I'm not going to do that because I feel like if releasing it, I came up with them on Saturday. Releasing yours on Saturday is genius because you just had.
Yeah, I just released the song.
You will have just released.
And I'll be in LA and things like that, and I'll show all the people I'm out there with and things like that. So
hey, I'm on a podcast, whatever.
Yeah, dude,
it's no big deal. It's
dope.
No big deal.
Dope time.
Have you ever been on like a podcast or you've done interviews?
I've done interviews. I did a bunch of interviews last summer, and then I did one most recently at school after Cancun. I think I saw it, like the Elon at night. Yeah, it was the Elon at night, and then I did another one with the Elon newspaper.
Fucking great
yeah, dude,
today.
You're solid, dude.
Wow,
you are solid. God damn.
All right, yeah. So you've done that. Aside from this, obviously, that's the best thing you've done.
This is the longest interview I've ever done, and I love it because do not apologize because I love it because. Especially with the Elon interview, the after hours, I was like, am I talking too long?
Never.
Because it's only like a 30-minute slot, and I love this because it's like you just talk however long it is. However long it is, it's long.
How long do you think we've gone for?
I don't know, dude, but I love, like I said, I love talking. Hour 22, dude. See, perfect.
Would you even have known?
No, dude, I could sit here and talk about this stuff all day, because it's something passionate. I love. I'm passionate about it, and it's like. This is always stuff that's bottled up inside of me, you know, and it's nice to talk about it with someone who's actually interested and things like that.
Because my thing, I feel like I'm happy you that gets across. I feel like it does with most people. That's why they'll tell me these things. Is because I think by like naturally, you're naturally from whatever happened in your life, you became good with music. That is what you're good at. And obviously, it takes a lot of hard work too. But it was something naturally just disposed onto you. You almost had no control over. The Stranglehold, Stranglehold, good song, Ted Nugent. But you have no control over what it did to you. Yeah. I feel like for me, it's curiosity and I love to learn things. And people, dude, I fucking love people.
I love talking with people.
I love people.
I love being social. I love going, to wherever it is, the bar, wherever. I love how I said the bar first.
Well, at least it's better than McDonald's drive-thru.
Meet a lot of good people.
You can make some great friends.
Meet a lot of good
people. You put on a good voice. I love throwing the lisp on. Like, can I get some fish fillets?
Oh yeah, that's great.
That's classic. Oh, this is a weird story. I went to McDonald's, and Lowell McDonald's is crazy, dude. You got no idea. I went, and we're in the line, me and my buddy. It was like 1 a.m. They just got back from the bar. I think I might have actually been there that time. But we were in the drive-thru, we're waiting. I don't drink, so I can drive. And then we just see some guy come from behind the parking lot next door, and he's like buttoning up his pants.
Oh boy!
And he gets in the car in front of us, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I see another car pull up and park, and then get out, and then start talking to the other people in the car, like knocking on their window, like the guy that just got in. I was like, what the hell is happening? They're like kind of like yelling, but not really. Guy gets back in his car. Everyone inside that vehicle in front of us got out, walked around their car, and was just walking around it, and then got back in.
Chinese fire drill.
What?
Chinese fire drill.
Oh, like moving slight. They went back to the same spot.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't that.
Oh, okay.
And I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
They just were doing it. Creepy, weird, and we're just slowly moving up this line. There's only one person working because it's past 12, and then 2 police cars come. Pull up, and they both get in, and they came in, they stopped, they parked next to the other car that got parked, and everyone inside that vehicle gets back out, does another couple rotations, and gets back in while the cops are just waiting in the line. What the fuck's going on is what I'm thinking in my mind.
Yeah.
And then the car that's parked gets out, it pulls out, parks next to the one in front of us, and rolls down their window. They roll down their window, and they're just talking, and then the cops come over, and is like splitting it up.
What?
But why were they called? And then we're just moving up this line very slowly, and then they stopped moving in front of us at all. So we just got jammed up between cops, 2 cars, and we're just waiting, looking at the end of the line. I'm like, dude, I just want
your fish sandwich.
I just want my fish sandwich. And the workers are coming out, and they're like yelling at each other, and then out of nowhere, they all get back in their cars and go away. And then
like nothing happened?
Like nothing happened, and we just continue in the line.
The world is an interesting place.
That's why I gotta go see it.
And that's what creates stories, is shit like that. It's just like, what the fuck? Huh?
It was so funny.
Damn, dude.
It was.
What time did that happen? So I'm guessing that night.
1 in the morning.
Okay.
1 or 2 in the morning.
That's prime time.
Maybe.
It's prime time. If you went a little later, I see something more interesting.
Yeah, man.
It's a little crazy. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen, dude. Like the midnight hour, like anything past midnight is a. It's open season for fucking wacky shit,
yeah,
dude.
it is. I remember I watched like How I Met Your Mother. One of the things in that show was like that, nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I move it to 3 a.m. because
I think 3 a.m. is the slot.
2 a.m. like that's of course you're gonna say that like the sitcom, but like in real life 3 a.m. Nothing good happens after 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just so true. It's
man.
Like, that's where the danger is. I mean, it's where the fun is.
It's where the danger exactly, dude. Yeah, it can either make or break you. 3 a.m.
Something can only be as good as it is bad. That's the same thing with your music though. Like, I'm not saying music's bad, but like say you splice up something and it's weird and you're like and then you kind of come to the you're like, all right, this is shitty, and then you can scrap it.
Like I said, like 3/4 of the music I make and things like that, I just end up like just tossing it onto a hard drive. But I don't look at it as like, damn, I'm never gonna use that again. Probably never gonna use it again. But those techniques, like you said, splicing up, using samples in a different way, trying to create something out of it, it keeps that idea in the back of your head. Like, damn, I tried that and it didn't really work out. We open a new project and try it with something else 5 days later.
Yeah. So we are at 1:30. And I know you like the long form. I could do this for days.
Yeah, dude.
But we can't.
Yeah, buddy.
We have lives to live.
We're not Rogan. We have like 5 hours to talk.
One day. One day I'll just sit
there. Gonna shave the head and do Alpha Brain.
And I'll just sit there like, yeah, man. It's crazy. Yo, those chimps they'll fuck you up. I could sit like that for days.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he's chilling.
But yeah, so I actually have one more question before I actually.
Yeah, buddy. Let it rip.
So that song Overload.
Yeah, buddy.
Is that like a single coming for like an album soon, or is that just like that is its own thing?
Yeah. So I have 4. So I'm signed with Bonfire Records, which is a record label out of New York, which is really cool. So they signed 4 songs that are gonna be released, this summer and then into the fall a little bit. So Overload is the first of those 4. I haven't released music since the fall. I released an EP in the fall called Half Light. It was a down tempo, deep house. It wasn't my, forte as far as like music I've released before, but I love releasing. I don't like making the same thing twice. That's my big thing. Is like, all right, that was popular. I'm not gonna repeat that. I'm gonna do something different. So I came out with this EP. I had the really popular Tahiti album, which did really well, and I was really happy with, and I'm so proud of.
Streaming numbers would look good.
Yeah, man, it was a good time. It was my first like really like big hit music-wise, the Tahiti album, and then Off My Mind. Did the music video for that. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. I love that. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do something completely different now. And so I went with this Half-Light EP, which was down-tempo, deep house, stuff like that. And I love making that stuff as well. It didn't do as well, but I was just proud of it because, you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to cling on to that success I had. I'm going to try something different. It didn't work out. Does that mean I'm going to stop, you know, making that stuff and releasing it? No. Because I love it.
You do whatever you want.
You know, like you said, you had that friend that, you know, he's like, screw it, I'm going to make whatever I want to make. Yeah. And I'm going to release it. And one of my favorite artists, Diplo, is like that. He does that, dude. He's like, he doesn't care if everyone likes it. He likes it. He's going to release it. And it creates new trends most of the time. And I have so much respect for that because he's not listening to what other people have to say. So anyway, yeah, I just went, love that guy. Diplo, he's the man.
Respect.
Anyway, so yeah, so that was my last release, was that EP, and that was in the fall. And so it's been a long time. So I'm really excited for this release just because my number one is my first song in a while. And I really love it. I love it. And it's a catchy song, you know. It's a catchy song, dude. And, you know, I was talking, you know, people don't know the words and stuff at parties. People are going to know this. People are going to know the words of this, and people are going to love it. And I'm really, really excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really excited for it. And then, you know, I'm going to have 3 more after that. So.
Oh, dope.
Overload's going to kick it off. It's going to kick off the summer, and I'm going to get to promote it in LA. So it's going to be dope.
That's really cool.
You're
gonna be able, and hopefully you get like a couple opportunities out there to play it for people.
Yeah, dude. That's the whole goal.
That'll be dope.
That's the whole goal.
So you got 4 songs for like the whole summer?
Yeah, 4 songs for the whole summer.
Are they going to be like conjoined in any way, or are they just completely separate?
Not really. I have 2 collaborations on there. Vocal-wise, I have 1 rapper, the mix with the EDM and rap. Which I'm really happy with. That one's going to come out towards the end of the summer. And then I have one with a guy from the Netherlands, which is really cool.
That's cool.
He's a singer, and that's a summer song. And then the one in the fall is a house song. So really happy with that. I'm doing a lot of cool collaborations. I'm working with a singer right now, and he's done stuff. He's sang in Disney movies. He sang for a couple Netflix things. Cool. So I'm working with him, and I'm really stoked with how that's coming out. So that's going to be in the fall. But, yeah, man, I don't ever want to stop music. This feeling I have right now of releasing a song on Friday and just, you know, just the whole summer of releases and things like that, the excitement I get is just awesome. And I love it, and I never want it to end. I love it.
Let's hope it never does.
Yeah, dude.
Same
exactly, man.
This podcast, I love it. It means the world to me.
Yes, sir.
Don't know what I'd do without it.
And thank you for having me on, man. And thank you for thank you for the good questions, because a lot of times these interviews, what's your name? How did you get your name? How did you get the music? Blah 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 blah. I'm like, yep. And this was actually a really good interview, dude. And so
I don't know why, because it's a conversation.
Yeah, man, it's a conversation.
These are real.
Yeah.
I think something that people don't realize, I always do this. I always wrap it up, but I don't. But the thing that people realize is that, like, your intent behind what you're saying to people comes across more than the actual fucking words.
Yeah.
I really do want to know these questions I'm asking you. I want to discuss these things. I have opinions, and I mean them.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you think differently or if you think whatever. I want to hear what you got to say. And I think that comes across. And I'm happy that comes across when I do stuff like this. I didn't prepare these questions.
I love that.
We just talked.
Love that, dude.
And I think that's what makes for the best interview podcast.
Yeah, dude. You did a great job at it. Don't stop. Seriously. Don't stop. You're good at it.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Buddy.
Hey, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure,
for coming
dog.
on, dude.
Pleasure,
it was a pleasure. Yeah, peace out, everybody.
Peace out. Thank
Overload.
You guys. Friday.
On
all platforms, baby.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.